Hey booktubers, Bumblesby here, and I have a miscellaneous kind of a haul for you today. There's probably some science fiction in here and just some reference books, and yeah, still working on the catch-up hauls. So I've been watching a lot of New Year's type videos, end of the year type videos, Christmas hauls, and looks like a lot of people have gotten some really good books, and they're planning on reading a lot of great books, and they read a lot of good books in 2011. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing a 2011 wrap-up, so because I have so many videos to catch up on with the books, I have stacks of them here. I'm gonna spend my time doing that, so I'm trying to catch up. Let's get started. The first one is by Harold Bloom. It's the Western Canon, the Books and School of the Ages. So, and this looks like, I don't remember why I got this, but in essence it's a book about books, which I like, and so it goes through just a lot of the stuff that has gone on, you know, in what they would call Western civilization. So it's more of a reference book, and this looks interesting. This is a huge book. This is the Asimov's Guide to Shakespeare, and for some reason it just, I don't know, it piqued my interest, and it's very large, as you can see. And what it actually is, I don't know if it actually, I haven't actually looked through it yet. It's a used book, and as you can tell, like, the pages are kind of yellowish, and that. And I wanted the hardcover because it just is such a large book, but it goes through, you know, the plays of Shakespeare and describes what he thought about them, and things like that. There's maps and things that help you to get through the plays and to understand them better. So this stuff that I have not read, I did read one Shakespeare play in high school, and I have several of the plays in the Easton Press editions, so I want to get to those someday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read, I have another kind of a Shakespeare guide also by Harold Bloom, who this book was by, and now I have this one, and as I read a play I'm going to look at these references and just get more out of it, I guess. This was a neat little book that came out. It's called Why Read Moby Dick by Nathaniel Philbrick, and it's a very thin novel, or kind of I guess his take, if you will. It says Philbrick brings a sailor's eye and an adventurer's passion to unfolding the story behind an epic American journey. He skillfully navigates Melville's world and illuminates the book's humor and unforgettable characters, finding that the thread that binds Ishmael and Ahab to our own time, and indeed to all times, an ideal match between author and subject. Why Read Moby Dick will start conversations, inspire arguments, and make a powerful case that this classic tale still wants to be discovered anew. I have read, I think, the first 5 chapters. I don't remember. It was quite a bit, maybe the first third of Moby Dick. I don't know why I stopped, but I'm going to get back to it someday. This one's called The Shakespeare Thefts, and what I don't know, this is by Erik Rasmussen, and what I don't know is exactly what this is about. You know, I bought these books, you know, a few weeks ago, and now I'm getting confused as to what they were about. The first edition of William Shakespeare's collected works, known as the First Folio, is one of the most sought-after books in the world. Compiled by Shakespeare's fellow actors, it is the authoritative text of his plays. In his effort to track down the extant 232 copies and to identify others that have been stolen or lost, renowned Shakespeare scholar Erik Rasmussen and his team of First Folio hunters embarked on an incredible adventure around the world. So there you go. He's looking for, like the original, must be 232 books. And where are they? This is by E.M. Forster. who is a classic 20th century writer. And this is just I don't remember if it was a lecture. It says, it's a brilliant discussion, is unchanged from the original edition of 1927. So yeah, I believe it was a lecture that he gave back in 1927. Aspects of the novel, the timeless classic on novel writing. Of course, I am not a writer, but it goes through parts of the novel and types of novels, plots, the fantasies, people, which I guess would be characters, the storyline, and stuff like that. So, by Richard Dawkins, The Selfish Gene. Most people know who Richard Dawkins is. Think by Simon Blackburn, a compelling introduction to philosophy. It's kind of a little book. So, but I've heard it was very good. I'm sort of I'm interested in languages and how languages came about. And this is a book called The Recursive Mind, The Origins of Human Language, Thought, and Civilization. This has one of those weird feeling covers. I think people call them buttery. I'm not sure if that's what they call those, but it's just, I don't really like the feel of it. It feels like it's dirty or something. I don't know. It's just weird. But in any case, it looks like an interesting book. Okay, this is a book on books. Jonathan Yardley, Second Reading, Notable and Neglected Books, Revisited. This is a soft copy, and it has the French flaps, which are really neat. It's a collection of reviews and evaluations by Pulitzer Prize-winning critic Jonathan Yardley, who considers lesser-known works from renowned authors and underappreciated talents and offers fresh takes on old favorites. So, yeah, it's just a book on reading perhaps books that, were not as popular. I would assume mostly all 20th century books. I don't know, I'm seeing possibly even some classics like Rebecca, Thomas Jones. But I know that he does get into 20th century. Like here's Toni Morrison's Sula, S-U-L-A, which I've never heard of. This is a book about fonts, and it's called Just My Type. And it is by Simon Garfield. I think fonts are interesting. And like here's the chapter on Saban, if that's the way you sell it or say it. And it just kind of goes through different fonts. And, it's cool when you work with computers. I think it brought the world of fonts to the general public. I don't think people really thought about fonts much before the world of computers and Microsoft Word and PowerPoint and blogs and the internet and things like that. So this is just a discussion of different fonts, probably where they came from, and it just looks really, really interesting. I've used that word a lot in this video, haven't I? Interesting. Yeah, well. Here's one called An Alphabetical Life, another book on books. Living It Up in the World of Books by Wendy Waris. And I may have seen this hauled by somebody. Who can remember anymore? There's the spine and back. So, it says, thus begins Wendy Waris's sparkling memoir of how a 19-year-old's temporary job at Hollywood's venerable Pickwick bookshop became the catalyst for a 35-year ride in the book business that flowered into a journey of personal discovery and literary enlightenment. So, and it even has some pictures and things in it. So, yeah. Looks, what's the word? Interesting. This is called The Hornblower Companion by C.S. Forester. I am reading all of the Horatio Hornblower books written by C.S. Forester. And this is a companion book that explains, it has maps in it, explains the different books that are in there. This is really, really, really interesting. I've read the first two of the novels, and I'm reading the novels in the order in which they were written. There's two ways to read them. There's 11 books in the series. You can read them like in a chronological order, or you can read them in the order they were written, and that's what I've decided to do. And so, just a companion guide. Okay, that kind of sums up some of the miscellaneous books that I have. The next set will either be all like my specialty books like the Easton Press and the Library of America, or my reference books. I've gotten several reference books recently. Like I have Complete National Parks of the United States, an Atlas of World History, which is gigundous. I got a little pocket book from Krista. Thank you, Krista. And I'll go over that probably in the next video. So maybe I'll do the next video on all these kind of reference books and atlases and things that I've gotten. Okay, so I wish everybody a Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2012. And don't forget, if you decide you want to join Debs and me, we do have a small group on Goodreads that is a 2012 Big Book Challenge. Please join us there if you wish. There you can set your own challenge. It's just that we ask that the book be over 400 pages. And you can either just keep track of them, or you can set, like I'm going to read 10 books in 2012. You set your own challenge. So join us if you want to. See you later.